Good morning, once again. You already know who it is, target individual CJBK. So, yeah, as you can see, I'm walking to work again. and, walking to the train station, really. And, so, yesterday, I got in from work and, I sat down at the bench, where two of my neighbors sit down at, and, they have this dog, this cute little female dog. I don't even know what breed the dog is. Her name is Kalani. And it got to the point where, like, every time I'm on my way home, and when I get to, like, the corner where my building is, the dog just goes like it gets so excited, and she just starts barking. She's like, "You better not walk past me and not come over here. You better get your ass over here." It's like, oh. So then I get over there, and she's like really happy. She's like pity patting. She's like jumping up and down and whatnot. So then when I say, every time I, go and sit down with her, she's always trying to like lick me in my face and lick me in my mouth, and I'm just like, golly. And then she does this thing sometimes where she takes my right hand and she puts her paw on my right hand, and then she'll put her paw on my right hand, and then she'll like look me in my face like she sees something. And dogs, animals in general, they see things that humans can't see. So she puts her paw on my right hand, almost as if it's like to keep my right hand, I don't know, almost as if like she's trying to rest my right hand or something like that. She's like, put your hand down, and rest. And then she like looks me in my face. But yesterday she was just looking me like deep in my face, like, and it was almost like I felt something from her. And it was the strangest thing. It was almost as if like she can feel what I'm going through. And I think in her eyes, it's like she sees the pain that I'm going through, but she sees how much like love or something that I have. So she always likes when I come to sit down with her, and almost as if like anytime it feels like, my energy doesn't maintain a certain level when I'm with her, she'll turn around and start licking me in my face again, like she's kissing me some more. And my neighbors, they love it. They're like, look. Oh, you two need a room. And it's like, remember what I told you? I gotta find where I found this thing at. But it's something spiritual about the human body, right? The right hand it was known that the right hand is the aggressive side, the strong side, and the left hand is the passive side. Now, with this technology, this light-based technology that they're using, it basically swarms and covers. It's covering the entire body, but for whatever reason, there's a favoritism to how much damage is done, or what's basically, I don't even know how to explain it, but for whatever reason, there's always this it's a heavier thermomagnetic sensation that like hovers like a heat wave over the right side of my body. It'll be like the right side of my torso, and then like all throughout my right arm, And it's just like this, it's like a completely temperature difference that I could feel like coming off of my right arm compared to my left. And she always kind of like, you know, whenever I I don't know, if I'm not petting her or something like that, she'll like ask for my right hand. She'll like take her nose or take her teeth, and she'll just kind of pick up my right hand, like to, I don't know, hold it up and pet her with it, or she'll just like place her paw in my right hand, and I'm just like, oh, you know. And then, like I said, even every time I walk over this church, when I stick my right hand over this lawn, right, it feels like something is peeling off of my body. Like there's like an energy that's peeling off of my body. Like just doing that, it feels like there's a layer of something peeling off of my body. I don't know how long this church has been here, but you can see this is an old school church. This is an old school Catholic church. So this might actually be true hollow ground, because just by holding my right hand over this church, it feels like something is peeling off my body. But then as soon as I get to like the regular street, it's not doing that anymore. So, and like I tell people, I've never been a hurtful person. Like I've been hurt many times in my past, but I never was one to retain my hurt feelings and then want to take it out on other people. Or, if anybody ever said something about me, I was never a vengeful person to try to get back at them, And, basically this is what these people are doing now. They're like, oh, he be talking about people, so we gonna get even with him, Oh, whatever other stuff they come out with. Basically, their whole energy is all about vengeance, greed, this fake sense of love, and like everything that they do is a false representation of things that are supposed to be, true and healthy, right? But anyway, so yeah, they've been attacking me hard, but I'm still pushing. Like I said, I'm not going nowhere until I finish God's will for me. So, and I may not be 100% sure what exactly it is, but I feel like I'm doing it, because through all the attacks, God is still keeping me going. And the train is running in 2 sections. Oh, yeah. Hold on. But anyway, yeah. So as I'm basically just like acknowledging that this dog sees me and sees what's happening to me. Like dogs can sense energy, dogs can see light that humans can't see. This dog sees something. And sometimes I be so tired where like, I'm so exhausted from either like the combination of work, then it's the combination of, these people using this technology to try to like destroy my life force or suck my life force out of me. Sometimes I just be too tired to even want to socialize right after work. Like I guess I mean, I don't know, man. But like when I go ahead and make up my mind to do it, I feel better though. Because it's like because sometimes you need to, because like there will be people God, why is it so humid on this train? Oh, well, it's humid outside. Oh, so, oh, so, yeah. Sometimes I just be so tired, but then after I like go ahead and just make up my mind and just at least just go and say hello and see how they're doing. I feel better about it. And it's like that's also another reminder is because in the type of warfare that we're in, these weapons are made to basically exhaust you. These weapons are basically made to make you feel like you don't want to do anything. These weapons are basically made to affect your mood, to affect everything that makes you the beautiful, loving person that you are, the caring person that you are. Why? Because these people are controlled by beings who do not have a concept of love in them. They do not have peace in them. They do not have those top five, high vibrational emotions. Let me see. One second. So you see in that picture, there are like the top five highest, emotion, like they're like consciousness or conscious states of being. And these people that are controlling these weapons, they don't have any of that. I possess all of that, but they don't. This is why I'm not, becoming one of those people that's like in the news who basically lost their patience and they're going out shooting anybody and everybody because they don't know who the enemy is and where they're coming from. And I mean, honestly, like this country, along with other countries, they're giving this technology to people to create these you can't, I realize you can't even really call them sickos or anything like that, but if they were already low, if their vibrations were already low, they were just more easily susceptible to giving in to whatever, the tormentors were doing to them, But, yeah, I thank God every single day that, God keeps me, because, if I didn't have a foundation and believing in God and understanding that Christ is the example, Christ is the example that we were supposed to strive to be like, and I mean, I'm only speaking from a Christian standpoint, but I'm sure, like I know that, God placed other messengers in this world who resemble qualities just like Jesus Christ. As long as your messenger had those same top five, states of, consciousness. I mean, in the message that they and the message that they brought to the world was just as similar to what Christ did. I mean, honestly, it's all good. I'm not religious at all. I'm spiritual. But anyway, so yeah, like I came home, I ate a little bit, then came home, ate a little bit. Then what did I do after that? Oh yeah, I watched this movie Awake. So I'm gonna explain the movie again. It's still on Netflix. So the movie Awake is about this mom who was like I think she was like a discharged military vet, and had these two children. One was a teenager, one was like a little girl, probably about like 10 or 11 years old. And something happens. Something happens to everybody all across the world, right? Or maybe it was just in the United States, because it didn't really say. It didn't really say if it was in across the world. But anyway, something happens, and all of the electronics around the country just went dead. Everything fried like an EMP attack, right? Now, as the movie goes on, they eventually end up in a car accident, and the little girl, like she kind of dies for a second, but then they revive her once they pull everybody out of the car. But then the thing is that everyone else had lost the ability to sleep, almost as if like their hearts, I don't know, like something about their electromagnetic field was thrown off balance or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, and then you'll start to see what it looks like for people when they don't get hours of sleep. Like, days go by, the next thing you know, they start to panic, and they start to, become manic. But I guess I'm not going to tell too much of the movie. It's actually a really good movie, and it's definitely something worth seeing, because it's like you see that, like, even when certain people are in these situations where it seems like everyone is going crazy, there's always certain people, even when in times of destruction and chaos, there's certain people that still have a light of peace in them. There's still certain people that have a light in them that's not, driven by everything else. Who's, like we say in the Bible, people who are not driven of the world, of worldly things. But anyway, I fell asleep, and I woke up, or I feel like I was awoken up at 11 o'clock, and couldn't really go back to sleep right away, because as I woke up, I started to feel the increase of, like, the electromagnetic fields, or kind of like energy, just like basically fuming or like hovering over my right side of my body again. And like I told you before, I get the synthetic telepathy. The handlers, they're always talking all day, all night. Whether it's the AI bot or it's them doing it live. So then I got up to go and get me something. I drank a soda. I drank a ginger ale. Of all things to drink that late when you gotta be to sleep at 2:30 in the morning. Anyway, what happened? I ended up watching these two videos on Rumble, and I don't even really remember the account name of the person, but I don't know. I'll probably, if I find it out, I'll post it in the description or something like that. And it was this woman, and I don't think she's a prophetess or anything like that. I think she probably is someone who may have like a spiritual connection to God or whatever, or a spiritual connection to Jesus, and she might receive messages of certain things that are happening in the world, or she's given the ability to see certain things, and to acknowledge the signs that God wants us to adhere to let us know that, you know, there are things that's about to happen, and we need to be aware of what's to come. So, because I mean, you know, she was mentioning things about like these multiple earthquakes that were happening in California, and like it was like 51 earthquakes in one day in one particular area. Then talking about like how, you know, California is probably going to break off from, you know, the United States at some point. How like China, Russia, and Iran, they're, you know, going to join forces to try to, you know, see if they can destroy the United States. And then how Israel, something about Israel, she said, but I don't remember. It was something about how Israel wasn't supposed to protect itself because God was going to protect Israel or something like that. Anyway, then she started talking about the scalar wave weapons, and she started talking about how those scalar wave weapons, because it's light energy based, and because scalar waves can actually pass through the earth, because scalar waves can go from like one part of the earth to the other side of the earth without even like, you know, skipping a beat. Like, I don't know, scalar wave is like probably one of the most destructive and powerful weapons, you know, above nuclear weapons, right? And scalar waves have the potential of heating the earth even more. So she was mentioning about like these underground volcanoes that were, you know, basically erupted. You know, several underground volcanoes were erupted, several earthquakes, and then mentioning about how, like New York is probably soon going to face a tsunami. You know, and you know what? I didn't find anything remotely in me to say that she was wrong in the least bit. I mean, she didn't give a timeline. You know, she didn't give a timeline, but understanding how technology actually affects the natural balance of energy that's in the world is not that unbelievable though. It's not that unbelievable. Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and end it here. Yeah, let me see if I can find it. Hold on. So the profile is called Rise to Fight, or Rise. I forgot that fast, but you see the image. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and end this because the trains are active even this early. So remember, take life one breath